Hello and welcome back to our series Getting Started. My name is Gordon Dodderman. I'm from FTC Team 8372 Trial and Terror, and today we will be going over how to set up and program motors.
This is an Andy Mark Never Rest motor. Today we'll be going over how to program this. Yours may look slightly different. It may be a DC motor from Tetrix. However, all of them work the same, and you'll be able to use the same signs to work with them.
So motor power is manipulated by the line motor name.setPower and a double power as the parameter. So motor name is the desired name in hardware mapping. So whatever variable you declared before init and whatever you put into hardware mapping. Make sure it's not the config name. That's not the same thing. It's the desired name. So the power variable must be between -1 and 1. Now -1 makes the motor go full speed counterclockwise, and 1 makes the motor go full speed clockwise, and 0 makes it stop because it's in the middle. Now, an important note is that if you put the number outside of -1 and 1, it will crash the program and you'll have to restart your robot. So you have to make sure when you're making your program to clip your numbers so that you never go outside of that range. So an example of this would be left motor.setPower to 0.5. So this would set the power or the motor to half power in the clockwise direction. So as we can see here in the hardware K9 bot program, they also have a left motor and right motor modifier. So they have left motor.setPower to 0 and right motor.setPower to 0. Now what these two lines will do is they will stop both motors completely. Now let's say if we were to change this to 0.5, like we did in our other example, both motors would be going at a half speed in the clockwise direction. So motor direction can be reversed by the line motor name.setDirection and DC motor.direction.reverse. Now this is a pretty specific function. However, this can be very useful if you have a motor on an opposite side of the robot, because you want them to turn in opposite directions to make your robot go forward. So you can reverse one of the motors to make both the values the same and make it easier for yourself. Once again, motor name is the desired name in hardware mapping and not the config name. And the motor direction can be set back to normal later on in your program with motor name.setDirection, DC motor.direction forward. So you can do it at any time. However, I suggest that you do it right after the hardware mapping so you know where you are. As another example in hardware K9 bot, left motor.setDirection, DC motor direction.reverse. So this makes it so that when the programmer wants to make the robot go forward, he can just set both motors to 1 instead of having to set one of them to -1.